All right, everybody, let's get ready to rumble.
It is my esteemed privilege to address this distinguished team of international experts. The state of global poverty today is indeed highly disturbing and unacceptable. Your mission to curb this scourge against humanity is therefore a noble cause. This tragic reality sadly reminds us of the decline in per capita production, especially in Africa, as observed by successive reports of the World Bank. The challenge before every individual is therefore to empower himself with a viable work ethic that translates his state from a poor state to actually a prosperous state. History teaches us that the income equalization policy is not a viable option because it separates and continues to widen the gap between the rich and the poor. Nigeria's situation is not a peculiar situation. All over the world, we have a lot of people who live below the dollar per day. But the question is, should the rich be blamed for the widening gap between the rich and the poor? My answer is no, absolutely no. Every individual has an economic capacity to generate wealth. What every economic system has to do is to create an enabling environment for inequality must be defined, not in terms of differences in wealth or income, but in access. When the great Daniel Webster observed that to tamper with the currency is to rob labor of its wealth, he knew that to question man's right to legitimate accumulation of wealth is to question his strongest motivation for success, labor. Let us always understand that labor is the legitimate source for wealth. Thank you.
Chinedu, you have a very statesmanly bearing. You are convincing from that point of view. But at the same time, I would have loved a little more oomph in your speech. But on the whole, both of you, well done.